Sheesh, that's a good looking jumper right there. I have to give a lot of credit to my dad. If I couldn't shoot the same shot, or if I started heaving it at all, he would make me move back in. Man, overall the year's been great, you know. I think the biggest thing for me has been availability. Played in pretty much every game except one, I think, and that was because I didn't have the right shoes. Obviously, we got a target on our back. Defending world champions, I think we've handled it pretty well, and we're looking forward to this playoff run coming up. We know it's not going to be easy, but it's going to be fun. My favorite play, because it's something I used to do in high school, I would say is the off the backboard dunk that I had against New York.
Lean in, he's going to put it off. Oh, he puts it off the backboard and crushes it. And a big smile.
Overall, I think when I sit back and just think about my journey in my life, I feel like the perseverance and kind of the discipline that I've developed over the years, just having to persevere through injuries, through adversity, through, you know, doubters and even expectations, fighting through all those things and not letting the pressure get too much and still maintaining, you know, work ethic and discipline. I feel like I'm proud of myself for that. It's, you know, when you go through hard things in life, it's easy to kind of give up or quit. And I feel like just through my adversity, I've learned to let it shape me as a person. It's some things you can't control. You know, I can work tirelessly in my craft. I can work on my body, and you can still have a freak injury or something bad can happen. So I think it's both of those things. You got to work as if it's all up to you, but then you got to trust God as if it's all up to him.
And Porter again shooting with such great confidence. There's Porter and he hammers it home.
I hated the brace. I hated, you know, what I've been through, and I still, you know, get in those moments where I might be down or sulk about it sometimes, or reminisce about how it felt to just be able to fly up and down the court, play free, jump from the free throw line and dunk and things like that. It's like a puzzle when you have adversity in your life, finding ways to navigate that and ultimately let it develop you as a person, I think is kind of the challenge I've taken with that brace. And that's one of the most treasured parts of my life, is when a kid reaches out through Instagram or I hear about a story and I get to inspire those people going through similar things. There's been cases of people hitting me up going through the exact same thing. You know, there's a guy at Baylor who had a freak injury at his knee, and it affected his nerves. So he had to wear the brace, and he didn't think it was possible to play until he watched me play. And then there's constantly people hitting me up just telling me how my story inspires them. And that's people that don't even know the extent of what I played through and the extent of going through these things and still playing against the best athletes in the world. So it's a lot that people don't know about what, you know, how much mental strength it takes. But when I get to rub off on someone or inspire someone, that is one of the coolest parts about kind of my story for sure. Man, Denver's honestly, if I could pick one city to live at and play for, it would be Denver. You know, before I got drafted, the Denver Nuggets was like the last team I would have ever thought of. I barely even watched any of their games growing up. You know, I knew Melo and AI played for them. Seeing the fan base grow ever since I've been there has been really cool. You know, I think we've sold out every game this season, and it wasn't like that when I first got here. You know, I hope to play in Denver my whole career if possible. I love the relationships I built with my teammates. You know, we got a good core. And we're definitely not content at all with one championship from last year. And I think we're also realizing, man, this year is a completely different year than last year. When you got the Golden State Warriors, who's the 10th seed, you got the Lakers in the play-in game, Phoenix, or whoever ends up in that play-in game, see, we know we got to bring it in the playoffs no matter who we play, because anybody can get beat this year. And we're just hoping, you know, that experience kicks in, that camaraderie and that chemistry among our team kicks in, and we can go back to back. Sheesh, that's a good looking jumper right there. The art of a jump shot, I have to give a lot of credit to my dad. One thing my dad did that was unique was he wouldn't let me scoot out until I could shoot the same exact jumper, you know, from the block to the elbow to the, you know, like different. If I couldn't shoot the same shot, or if I started heaving it at all, he would make me move back in.
Porter, deep three. Yes.
It's repetition, because as pretty as a form can be, as pretty as your jumper can look, Man, we've seen guys with unorthodox forms who end up being some of the best shooters in the league. Top 5 best dressed teammates. A lot of them got different styles, but I'm gonna go AG. You know, I like what Justin Holiday puts on. I think Peyton can dress. I think Julian can dress. And I think I like how Nikola, from his early on years, he was throwing on the sweatsuits. Now he puts on the actual suits and he dresses real professional. I like that about Nikola, so I'm gonna go those 5. Great, man, my little dude. So I've been wanting a dog for a long time. People told me, you know, in the NBA, like, life is too busy, you know, you leave too much, don't get a dog right now, but I always wanted one. So Grape is actually a hypoallergenic dog, a 1 of 1. He's a blue Basenji. I think there's 1 breeder for those dogs. He's been great. He's actually at boot camp right now, getting some training because I want him to be really well behaved. That little dude is cool, and he just gets me out the house. You know, we go on little hikes together, we kick it. So definitely glad I got a dog.
Perfect podcast episode.
A perfect podcast episode. It definitely starts with the questions, the flow of the conversation. It can't always be scripted questions. You got to go off of, you know, what the other person says. And for me, I like to ask questions that are a little bit outside the box. There you go.
There he is.
What's up, man?
There we go.
How are you? Good to see you.
Good to see you too.
The next one that we'll release is Josh Kroenke. I'm excited for people to get to know him as a person, and you know, he has a really intriguing story and a really intriguing life, so that'll be a really fun one.
It's amazing to think how far, you know, the group has come and how far certain individuals has kind of have come, man, and how far we can still go.
Yeah, no, that's crazy. Yeah, I saw some post or whatever, it was talking about like the individual stories of all the guys on our team and how it really was grown organically. Yeah, I would say tune into Curious Mike to learn more about me, to learn more about people in all different walks of the world. And it's going to be a thing that people will constantly be surprised at the type of guests I bring on, but I think for me it's been about not just being another athlete podcast that interviews other athletes. Like, I wanted to venture out, touch different areas of life, bring kind of like some knowledge and some wisdom from different people in different walks of life. I didn't make the podcast to try to act like I know what I'm talking about or I know everything. I made it to ask questions, be curious about certain topics, and just to learn, really. You know, Curious Mike wanted to be kind of a humble approach to having guests on that could speak on things that they know about that I don't. Yeah, I would say the most surprising thing about this season has been understanding, like, in life, what happens in the past has nothing to do with now. Last year was last year. No one cares about the championship last year. It's all about this year, and it's about the moment we live in. And I know it's cliche to talk about living in the present, but you know, I think after the championship last year, we were like, man, maybe coach will be a little bit more chill. Maybe this will be a little bit more less strenuous. But no, it's a new season, new competition, and I think learning to live in the moment and, you know, appreciate the good moments in your life, but realize that doesn't really change your life. As cool as the championship was, as cool as it was celebrating with the fans, you know, those moments are gone, and we get an opportunity to build more memories this season.